G'day everyone, welcome to the video. In this one I'm going to be talking to you about the Japanese digital nomad visa that has been announced to launch in March of 2024. Now this one is getting a bit of attention online, as you would expect. Japan is a very popular country for people to travel to for holidays. I'm sure a lot of people have gone there and wondered what it would be like to actually live and work there for a longer period. So Japan is looking to capitalize on the remote working trend and recognize the fact that people do want to travel for longer. They want to take their laptop and be able to work and live in countries longer. It's a win-win situation for the country and for digital nomads as well. So in this video, we'll take a look at the eligibility criteria, a general overview of the visa, what the taxation will be like for people living and working in Japan on this visa, also who this visa is good for, and if it's not really for you, what are your other options in the region, because there are plenty of other digital nomad visas in Asia that you could jump on as well. So let's get into it. The Japan Digital Nomad Visa is a 6-month visa. It is set up for people who are either business owners who have clients overseas, freelancers who do jobs for businesses located overseas, or for remote workers who have an employer overseas. So this isn't for people who are doing business or are doing employment with Japanese related companies. It has to be offshore income that you're bringing into the country. Now the visa isn't for everyone. You do have to have a pretty reasonable income to be able to apply for this visa. You need to be able to demonstrate that you earn at least 10 million yen per year. And at the moment that is about 67,000 US dollars. The visa is open to citizens of any country that have both a visa waiver agreement, so you can enter the country without a tourist visa, and also a double taxation agreement between your country and with Japan. If you don't satisfy those two criteria, you will not be able to apply for the visa. The good news is there are around 50 countries that will be eligible to apply for this visa. So most people who travel as a digital nomad, the chances are your country will be eligible to apply for this Japanese digital nomad visa. We'll put a list up over on our website, offshoreinasia.com, if you want to check out your eligibility for this visa. You must also have health insurance before you can apply for this visa. And you can bring your spouse and children with you, but they must also be covered under your health insurance policy. Now, a little bit on taxation. Most people who apply for this visa will be regarded as a non-resident taxpayer in Japan, and therefore they would not have to pay income tax on any offshore sourced income. However, if you have spent time in Japan in the past, there is a chance that you may be regarded as a non-permanent resident taxpayer. This is different to a non-resident taxpayer. If you are a non-permanent resident taxpayer, there is a chance that you may be liable for tax income, so be a bit careful with that if you have lived in Japan in the past. The tax residency rules in Japan are a little bit tricky, so if you have lived there in the past, it may be a good idea to seek advice around that. The fact that this visa is only eligible to countries that have a double taxation agreement with Japan, that provides some assurance there that you probably will be okay even if you are taxed in Japan. There should be some tax relief there, some tax credits available to you. It just means there might just be a little bit more paperwork involved. So who is this visa good for? The fact that the visa has a reasonably high income requirement, about 67,000 US dollars, or if you're in Australia, that's a little bit over 100,000 dollars. So there are plenty of people that earn that kind of money, but there's still a lot of digital nomads who earn nowhere near that. So this is for the more established business owner, the more established freelancer, and the remote workers who are on a higher income. It's not for digital nomads who are just starting out. It is for people who are looking for the work and life experience in an Asian economy, but a more advanced Asian economy. Japan has the 4th largest economy in the world, so it's a very advanced society, and yeah, the experience you're going to have there is going to be very different to other countries that you may get digital nomad visas for in Southeast Asia in particular. The Japanese yen is very weak against the US dollar at this point in time. In the last 2 to 3 years, the yen has depreciated between 30 and 40% against the US dollar. So if you have traveled to Japan before and you would like to go there and live a bit better there, if you have wanted to travel to Japan before but you thought maybe it wasn't a viable destination because the cost of living might be a bit high, well, this is a golden opportunity if you are earning a good US dollar income, or any other currency for that matter that has appreciated against the yen, to go there and live very well. Your money is going to go a lot further there than it did a few years ago. Because this visa is only a 6-month visa and it's non-renewable, this isn't for people who are looking to set up a life in Japan. It's more for people who just want to go live there for a while and then they're happy to leave and go somewhere else. Many other digital nomad visas will go for 1 year, 2 year, 5 year. This is a different kind of a visa if you compare it to other visas in that respect. If you take a look at this visa and you decide that it's not for you, then what are your other options? The good news is there are other options for traveling and working in Japan, and there are also other digital nomad visas in the Asian region. So first of all, we'll start off with the options for Japan. Most countries are eligible for 90-day tourist visas into Japan. So there you go, there's 3 months. The digital nomad visa is 6 months. You know, there's not that much in it really. Sure, technically you're not allowed to work on this tourist visa, but if you just want to go live and hang out in the country, this will be fine for you. If you are a professional employed by a Japanese company, they can sponsor you with a work permit to go live and work in Japan. And if you are between 18 and 30 years of age, you can get a working holiday visa to go and live and work in Japan as well. Moving on to other countries, if you're looking for a digital nomad visa in another well-developed Asian economy, South Korea also has a digital nomad visa. And if you're looking for options in Southeast Asia, Thailand has the LTR visa, and Malaysia also has the Durantau Nomad Pass, which is a 2-year visa to live and work in Malaysia. For that one, you only need $2,000 per month income to be able to apply. So that's a really good option for the digital nomads who are just starting out and are on lower incomes. So what do we think of the visa? Well, we are always happy when a new country comes out with a digital nomad visa, and I think this will be popular with some people, just the fact that Japan is a very popular country. It is really good to see Japan adapting to modern work trends. The remote workforce is getting bigger and bigger all the time. There are more digital nomads, there are more expats working overseas, and it's good that they are looking to cater to this market because it is a big and it is a growing market. The visa not being a renewable visa, that is a downside. So you can come for 6 months and then you have to leave. We believe that you can do one a year, so you'd come for 6 months, leave for 6 months, and come again for another 6 months. But it is designed so that you cannot use this as an ongoing living arrangement. So that is a bit of a downside if you wanted to set up a life in Japan. You can't do that on this visa. We think this visa will be popular provided that the application is quite lean. If it has a heavy application process, if you have to supply business plans, business contracts and profiles and all this kind of documentation about your business, most people aren't going to bother jumping through hoops and filling out excessive documentation just for a 6-month visa. It just won't be worth it. So provided it is an easy application process, I mean, obviously you have to prove your income, so you might have to show some bank statements and financial statements. But for this visa to be successful, they need to keep the application process easy. Otherwise, they will look at other options. Now, if you want to learn more about the Japanese digital nomad visa or digital nomad visas in other parts of Asia, or working and living and setting up business in Asia, investing, any of that good stuff, you can head over to our website, offshoreinAsia.com. We've got a stack of information there. If you want to talk to someone about putting your plans in place, about moving, investing, doing business out in Asia, we can help you with that as well. You can book a call over on our website. If you have any comments that you'd like to share about this visa, if you like it, if you don't like it, if you think there are better options in the region, please put in your comments down below. We'd like to get a bit of a conversation happening. And other than that, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you later.